got one that can see.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back. I am Van, and we are all the LFR family. We got a really good one for y'all today. We got my man, Steven Crowder, who's going to be talking to someone who's part of the LGBTQ community, but he's giving out so much information that he had to be blurred out and had to have that fake, the fake deep voice, the deep voice that make it seem like this ain't me talking. No, this ain't Larry. This ain't Larry. I promise you ain't Larry. This ain't Larry, so y'all can leave me and my family alone. So yeah, so this one right here is going to be good. I did not go and check it out before you all because I wanted to check it out with you, if that's cool. Usually there has been some videos where I wanted to have more information and I did check it out, and you know what I mean, but this one right here, I wanted to check it out with you all. So if y'all can do me a favor, just go and buckle your daggone seats, hit the like button for me, and let's go and jump into it, all right? Let's do it.
Latino American, very gay, and he's to the right of Attila the Hun, and he's so scared. He's like, man, I've lost friends just because we didn't vote for Biden. He's like, these people are the most unaccepting in the world.
I've had 2 people walk out on me on dates because I said, Trump's not that bad. That's all I said.
That's all you said?
And then they walk off. Hey, you're gonna pay your bar tab?
Were these, yeah.
Gotcha. I got it.
Yeah. These ladies or these guys?
Dudes.
Okay. That's what I figured. I gotta tell you,
They're all the same.
Oh, no, you know, it's changing. It's changing. It really is changing. We have a huge gay following of people just because they're like, look, they come to the shows, they don't get offended. They know there's no hate. Like, again, this, you should listen. I wish this guy would be on the show. I tell this joke. It's so funny. He's like flamboyantly gay, very, very Latino.
Yeah.
And he broke up with his boyfriend of 18 years over Biden.
Because?
And he was like, because he betrayed me. He's like, he betrayed. I told him that if you vote for Biden, and so what happened is he's in LA, but now he's in Florida. And Dave and I always joke about this. He's like, don't tell that on air. But one of his neighbors in LA has another neighbor who's like a Syrian migrant refugee, and had goats in the yard. And he said his neighbor, who's a liberal, sent him like a news clipping of like goats in the yard. He's like, can you believe this? He goes, can I believe it? You voted for this shit. I hope he sets up a whole petting zoo. I was sitting there like, oh, I'm trying to breathe. He's like, you. I hope you're. He's like, I hope this whole neighbor gets calming when he tries to it, so I can not care. This guy is so catty. I'm like, dude, you gotta calm down. But he's done with it. You know what I mean?
There's such a divide happening right now, and I agree with it. I want the LG and the B to be separate from everything else. And there's a whole movement for that.
The T is a real problem for you guys.
I think it is.
Now when they're going after kids,
you know,
hormone replacement.
I never wanted that.
The problem is too.
All I wanted was gay marriage.
Right.
You don't even have to call it marriage. You can call it whatever you want. I want to be able to be seen the same way in the eyes of the law as, you know, my straight counterparts.
Right.
But yeah, it was the T that sort of brought everything else.
Well, man, it's like people often, because sometimes when people say like, oh, homophobic or transphobic, I go, look, the idea that we're using the chemical castration drugs. It's the same drug as used on kids. The idea that we're using this and saying the science is out. We just talked about this.
It's irreversible.
It's irreversible. The science is not out on cancer. The science is not out on endometriosis, on infertility. Like, we know if you're a woman and you get breast cancer, and I have a nanny who just had a double mastectomy, the first thing to do is put you on an estrogen blocker, because if that gets high even for women, it's bad. But for men, we know that it causes cancer. The male body is not meant to have that level of estrogen. It's just, it's incredibly corrosive.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. It's a real problem. And what's funny is too, where if you give, if men have higher testosterone, it actually helps with like metabolic disorders like type 2 diabetes. But if women get testosterone, it makes it worse. And so it's just your body is meant to have a certain profile of hormones. We all know that because people, right, why are people eating organic? Why are they drinking from glass bottles opposed to plastic?
Right.
Because they talk about these, hormones in the food. They talk about the xenoestrogens, the BPA plastic. That's all it is.
Right.
When you inject it directly into a 9-year-old's ass, but we don't know the science. It's really, really scary. And you look at these kids who are trying to transition back.
And we're not going to see those effects for another, 10 years? And who knows how many of this younger generation is going to be, already, have that stuff in their body.
How many of them are just gay? How many of them just may be gay, and then someone says you're trans?
I was watching a podcast with this. She's a lesbian, and she.
But she's fun at parties.
The same thing the whole time. Well, she's the same idea as us. Now, being just gay is being transphobic.
Yes.
And I don't like that either.
No,
Wow, being just gay is being transphobic because you're not trying to be specific, extremely specific. Which letter are you? Okay, whoa. You said you're gay. All right, we're trying to get rid of that G because we're trying to expound on it. So what part of the G are you? Like, what's going on in your mind? What's going on in your heart? Like, do you feel like a man and an animal? Do you feel like, you know what I mean? Do you feel like you represent, you love things instead of people? Like, what is it? I get it. You're not straight like everyone else. You're not heterosexual, but you're not gay either. No, shh. You're not gay either. You're either a T or LGAT, huh? Or it's wild how they're playing this game, man. And people even in the community who are serious about it, who see, I really feel a little uncomfortable speaking about this because I really don't fully understand what they're going through now. I get it. Steven Crowder, he does his research. He has conversations with many people. So he has far more information or understanding than I do, but he still don't have the understanding of the person who wakes up feeling like another gender and like, whoa, what in the world is going on here? I cannot figure this out. I cannot put my finger on it, but it's not it's not regular. It's not ordinary. You know what I mean? So there's just so many different parts that you gotta try to understand. All right, so yeah.
I know.
I'm like, I like this.
Well, and I think a lot of too, like with my, gosh, William.
Everybody to be fluid.
I mean, the truth is, like, the gay thing is, like, it's still in a binary. You know what I mean? It's still in a binary or maybe bisexual.
Sure.
But it's like, we still acknowledge that there are men and women. The idea that it's not a real thing, that's a totally different, I mean, it's a chasm between someone being gay and someone, and by the way, it's a chasm between, like, I wrote this article, this is a long time ago, in 2009. I wrote an article and it was titled, this is when, before Breitbart became Breitbart, it was just Big Hollywood, and I wrote an article titled Elton John and Rush Limbaugh Agree on Gay Marriage. And Elton John, he said, like, why do you need to push for, like, the institution? He said, like, civil union is what you should push for, so that way everyone's happy.
Sure.
And that's what Rush Limbaugh said. And by the way, Elton John performed at Rush Limbaugh's wedding.
Yeah.
And and then of course Elton John he just got excoriated. He had to walk it back. I'm like, look, even if you look back there, when people said everything is homophobic, even if you look in California, like, full civil union, full rights, we just want to separate the marriage thing because of the church. And now you see what happens in Canada. But in Canada, if you're a pastor and you refuse to marry two men, you're done.
Oh yeah.
That's the thing. That's the problem. It's like they should be. That's why I think marriage should be totally separate from the church and the state anyway.
Yeah.
Ain't no way in hell, bruh, that should be something that gets a pastor, a preacher up out of there. The fact that you are standing on what you teach. Imagine that, man. That's an oxymoron. We need for you to do opposite of what you teach. And if you don't, that's being, you know, I don't know. You're not being inclusive enough, and you're being a separatist. It's ridiculous, man. I wouldn't even want to play the daggone game. I went through clergy school and theology school and all these things, so y'all can tell me that now I cannot stand on what I believe in and what I teach. What? Because the government now has a problem because so many people have made noise that I can't be real about this thing now. I got to be fake about it, huh? Just so I can make other people feel good. That's what I got to do? Nope. See, that right there should stay out of, that should be separate from government. That separation of church and state, I understand that part. I just now checked out a video the other day, and I point out the fact that a lot of churches try their best to separate church and state, not talk about politics, all this other stuff. But they're starting to really walk into it now. Like, they starting to move and groove into it. That's why a lot of these churches now have gay pastors or gay musicians or gay ministers of music, and they not planning on trying to change it at all. They're like, look, it's who I am. I don't care what the Bible says. And I'm like, man, listen, if that's what you do, then that's what you do.
Like, I don't even think the Christian churches screwed that up too. It's like the Bible doesn't say, and thou shalt have a joint bank account. You know?
I'm not even after that. I don't need to be married in church. I just want to be able to like file taxes together.
Right.
And like, you know, be able to see one in the hospital.
In the hospital. Or a will.
You know?
Yeah, sign a will. Exactly.
That's it. That's all I want.
To make
now, like, twerking it in front of toddlers is a thing now.
I know. It's so disgusting.
It's horrible. I just now checked out a daggone video. I posted one on my IG of some dude talking about his vagina tastes good. He was dancing to a song called "My Vagina Tastes Good." It was using the cat word, the other word for cat. Okay, y'all know what it is. All right, y'all know what it is. All right, he was using that word, and it was and I keep saying he might be disrespectful because he might want to be called she or whatever, want to be called they. I'm not doing this on purpose, I promise you. But they were dancing to that song and entertaining a whole bunch of women, and you know, just stripping and gyrating and stuff, and the women was giving him money. And then when he dropped down low and started like he was, you know, twerking or whatever, right behind him was like a 5-year-old little girl and a table full of young teenagers with their mom. So their mom brought them out there to see real life, real world inclusivity and have them share in the festivities and everything. And I thought that was absolutely horrendous, man, because you're the parent. You're supposed to protect your daggone kids from that. If you don't protect your kids from that, then something actually gets worse. That's on you.
It's so. Here's the thing. It's disgusting. People go like,
it embarrasses me, honestly.
you know, when people say it's a double standard, I go, where do you ever see a straight? Exactly. Kids shouldn't be at a drag show just like they shouldn't be at a strip club.
That's not the same thing.
No.
It's bar culture.
Yeah.
When you really distill it down, it's bar culture.
And by the way, it's not even like this bar. It's it's serious adult bar culture on the streets.
Yep.
And that's the problem. Is that what are you, homophobic? It's like,
I just want to say I enjoy these type of conversations with Steven Crowder. He just talk to regular people on the streets, and they build. You know what I mean? They just start to go through real situations in life, and these people are far more open to the conversation, especially if they like, look, I'll talk to you, but can you blur me out and change my voice? Because I don't want to get in no trouble, but I'm gonna give you some real stuff. I like that, man. Because people are giving him, this man is giving him some real sugar honey iced tea, and the conversation is just organic. You know what I mean? It's not, he's not stretching it or pause, and he's not forcing the issue or anything. This gentleman and he are going back and forth.
I just don't want to see a next to my wing dinner.
You know, it's all about normalization. That's what they're trying to do, and you know, they know in 20 years if this continues, it's going to be normalized.
Yeah.
And who knows what comes out of this?
I know.
After, you know, the trans agenda, the pedophile agenda, whatever is going to come.
Well, remember, if I say it as a straight heterosexual male, if I'm like, they go, oh, are you comparing gays to pedophilia? I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm saying that drag queen story hour at a public library is pedophilia at that point. It's sexualization of children. That's not because
perversion is becoming normalized.
Some of it, I honestly, these places, I'm like, I could play Spot the Gay Man, and I don't even know that I'd be able to pick him out. I'm like, that's just a dude dressed up like a woman who still likes women. I'm like, so you're not.
Yes.
So yup, that's the hustle. I just now said that in my video, guys. I promise you, and I'm not trying to get y'all to go over to IG and check it out. And if y'all did, the daggone what's the name is over here. It's right there. Okay, it's right there if you want to go to my IG, but. Don't go over there and stay. Come right back to YouTube. Stay on YouTube. Go through our playlist and everything. You stay in there. Okay, I got a whole bunch of Steven Crowder videos if you like Steven Crowder. But anyway, I said that. Like, these dudes dress up in drag and they play drag queen and all this other. They dance and they get so close up to women and earn their trust from that direction. But a lot of these dudes are still freaking into women. They're just perverted. They are actors. They are serious about their craft. It's like the biggest hustle in the world, man. They are going way out there for the daggone role.
You have nothing to do with gay people, but you are stripping in front of kids. Appreciate it, man.
Mind if I get a selfie with you?
No, sure, absolutely. Yeah. Let's do it. We're on our way out. I was saying no to everyone else because we get security issues, but I'm on the way out, so you can do whatever you
I
want.
appreciate it.
You know what's funny? We've been asking people today, all we've been asking them is, are you proud to be American? You guys proud to be American? You proud to be an American?
Yes, sir. Well, at least I know I'm free.
Greatest country in the world?
No.
Only people who aren't white
Look,
blacks, Asians, Mexicans are like, yeah, man, it's the greatest country. And then like white women are like, f off.
I am the product of an immigrant family that came
Where from? Oh, man, you're tall for
I am, I know. It's
what are you, 6'2"? 6'2"?
Yeah, 6'1".
Well, I guess it's the hair, right? At 6'2".
All right, count of 3, 1, 2. Dude, thank you so much.
No, thank you. And I appreciate, man, I know the balls it takes to stand up, and you're like, I feel genuinely
I
bad.
don't anymore.
Yeah.
I bartend. That's a liberal, I'm liberals all over the place.
Right.
And after the Roe v. Wade, everyone was buzzing about it. And I'm just like, shut up. This doesn't belong in a bar with alcohol and
I know.
whatever. I'm not gloating. I don't care. But also,
I think it's the end of the world. It's like, did you realize this is something to me, the Roe v. Wade thing?
No, before they go into the Roe v. Wade thing, I just want to say this. He said, I bartend, and is extremely liberal. The crowd is very liberal. I don't see how, man, because I know conservatives who go to the daggone bar. I don't get why people just won't just understand that. Listen, I have a right to daggone think the way that I think. And I can work here. And I can still be fair to everyone. I'm not going to treat him like sugar honey iced tea just because he voted for Biden. I'm not going to put a booger in his daggone glass just because he voted for Hillary or he voted. No. And people shouldn't feel that way if somebody come in there with a daggone Trump hat on, a MAGA hat on. Like, it's crazy, man, because you'll be in the bar and somebody walking in with a MAGA hat on and everybody just. And you know what's funny? Some of the people who are making those faces and looking at them that way, they have MAGA hats at home. They're just looking at this person as for being a little too brave. Like, are you out here? Are you trying to start some trouble? Like, what are you doing? Everyone knows that you're supposed to sneak and do it. If you got to sneak and do it, you're a sucker, man. That's what I say to you. You are a sucker. If you're a woman or a man, you're a sucker. If you stand by it, then stand by it. 10 toes down. Don't move. All your 10 toes need to be flat. You need to stand on it because it's a reason why you rep what you rep. And if a conversation came up and you had to defend that, or you felt it necessary to even entertain that type of conversation, then you can if you want to, or you can dismiss it like, can y'all mind y'all business? I came out here to have a good time just like y'all. I'm not talking about what you got on or what you got on, your fake lashes, your fake wig, your ugly pants that you got on. That jacket is it's horrible. It's horrible. And you need some chapstick, but all y'all looking at me like I'm crazy because I got on the daggone MAGA hat. Better kick rocks somewhere. Kick rocks with your shoes off. That's what you better do. People are just ridiculous. Like you owe them. You don't owe anybody anything. You don't owe anybody no explanation. You don't. If you get anything out of this, you don't owe anyone an explanation for what you do and who you believe in. All right? All right? I mean, seriously. It is what it is. If they don't rock with what you rock with, then it is what it is. Let them keep it moving.
It's like, this is a very, very rare instance. Okay, for people who talk about the Supreme Court, right? People talked about gay marriage, all these issues, and now there's a problem, there's overreach of government. This is a very rare instance where the court actually stepped back from power and said, we're going to do nothing with this, and states can do whatever they want. Like, anyone who just says, I believe in freedom,
it's the power.
Exactly. When people say it's destroying democracy, I'm going, why the unelected court saying this should go to your elected officials?
Yes.
Like, I can't think of anything that is more pro-democratic process than that.
Yeah.
But people think it's a ban on abortion.
The people that are freaking out the most haven't even really read it.
No,
they don't understand it. They don't get it.
I know.
And so, I don't know.
I know. No,
What is it about school, like when I was growing up? They taught us the Constitution. They taught us our rights. They did all that. Now they're teaching something completely different, and it's ruining.
I'll tell you what it is. It's white. It's white women.
Okay.
It's white women. I have a joke in Senate. I'm like, we don't need to build a wall on the southern border. We need one around every single pottery barn. Just seal them in until 2025, because they all become teachers. Sorry, true heroes. And they have never worked in the private sector. Most of them are public school teachers.
Yes.
And we've even said this today. Look, you know this. as a gay man, probably better than I do. If you see a woman, she's attractive, and she's with a man, she's happy, she's conservative. If you see a woman who's past the point of her window, and she's single, she's miserable, or she's unattractive,
Has colored hair.
she's always liberal. She's always liberal.
Oh, totally.
Like there was and it's almost all right now. Think about it. Biden is losing with under 25. He's losing with under 30. He's losing blacks. He's losing Latinos. Huge.
Absolutely.
The only place he still wins is suburban white women, and that's the same thing today. Black people are like, man, I'm proud to be American. I go, yeah, what is it? Like, man, it ain't perfect, but I'm free. And then white people are like, oh no, I don't think so. I'm like, really? Because the black guy you claim to speak for that's marginalized, he says you're wrong.
Exactly. Stop speaking for me. You ain't got to speak for me. If you want to speak for me, then also go and do everything else for me. Go out there, make my money for me. Go out there and, sign up for all of my different identifications that I need on my loans. If I need some loans, you go and do those for me too. I'm trying to make some business moves. Can you please go make those for me? I mean, that would be amazing. Yeah, I get some weird freaking text messages, man. I really do. And this the only thing about doing content creation, like the type of messages you get, the emails and texts and on every single platform, man. I can do without that. I wish there was a way to say, no, I want that part right there. All the different relationships I'm making right now. That's cool. I'll take that. But this and this and this and this, y'all can take that. You can have that. Angry fan mail, keep that. Threats on IG, you can keep that as well. This is from all from doing political freaking content. I don't get it. It's like people don't want you to do this. Like as soon as you get close, as soon as you start finding something out, it's like, whoa. Somebody get him. Shut him down. Shut him down. Say something to him. Clip him up. Get in his way.
Yeah.
And I really think it's a disconnect, and people think it's an urban thing. It has become a suburban, predominantly. It's generally women, but particularly white women. Latino women aren't nearly as liberal.
It's the white women that are shutting those black voices down, that are not saying what they want.
Well,
as black people.
also shutting down gay voices.
Like
J.K. Rowling, like TERF. And it's like, really? Almost every gay guy I've spoken with is like, yeah, the trans thing is a problem. Like, we're getting this is going to be a problem for us because we don't want to be lumped in with that. It's like white women who are like, no, TERF, it's LGBT. I've never heard one gay man say LGBTQAAIP unironically. Not one. In the media, sure.
But in real life?
I mean, I'm sure you've run into more of them.
Embarrassing. I'm embarrassed. To be like, I'm not even representing that. That's why I walk away.
Yeah.
I don't even go to the neighborhood anymore. I just don't want to participate in that.
Is it? But I mean, I feel like it gets some areas here. They're nice. They're it's not like San Francisco where they're always around like chokers and stuff on the street.
I mean, you haven't been to Pride.
Yeah.
Is
it here?
It's all over.
Yeah.
And then what embarrasses me, like I've never been to Pride.
Yeah.
My first Pride I was invited to, I moved here 15 years ago, and it was going to be my first Pride. And I was invited to represent this bar that I frequented. And I was excited, came in that Saturday, saw the platform that I was going to be on, literally a flatbed like platform with poles sticking out of it, right? That was one thing. Then I went inside, the owner was like, here, wear this. And I was like, okay. And then I saw the baskets of candy everywhere. I was like, stuffed animals. And I was like, what's this for? It's like, oh, it's for the kids. Hold on. You want me to wear this and stand on this, holding this pole, and throw candy at kids? No, absolutely not.
Wow. If that ain't no pedophilia type of bull sugar honey iced tea, I don't know what it is, man. You out your daggone mind. He said, he handed him something. He never showed him what he told him to wear. He said, I want you to wear this. More than likely, it was something real skimpy. It was probably something leather that went across their chest or something, and they daggone nipples was out. And he probably had a mask, a little leather mask, looking like he was doing something strange for some change. And they said, stand up here with these stripper poles as we ride down the road, and you throw candy at the kids. You make sure you give the kids candy. Okay. I'll put it to you like this. It's the parents' fault. It's the parents' fault for having the kids out there in the first place. receiving the candy from these men stripping on a daggone flatbed, grinding and whatnot. And they're like, "Oh, mommy, what's that?" That's the new man, son. That's what a man looks like now. That's the new man. Or I'm sorry, I don't want to misgender you. What do you want to be called? I'm sorry, that's the new woman. That right there is the new woman, and you need to respect it. Respect it or check it, or you're not getting no more stripper candy from your sis. Really? Okay, there's sis.
Walked away.
God.
Never been to a gay pride parade ever after that.
Oh my God.
Because like there's nothing there that represents me.
Right.
And maybe if there was like a group of like conservative gay men that would represent themselves.
There are tons now. Like I even talk about this where it's like, remember the Florida Don't Say Gay bill. It's just you can't teach kids about sexual issues from
It doesn't even say gay in the entire bill. You haven't read it. Well, not you, but like
no. Most people know. I understand.
Have not read it.
Well, what's funny to me is there was this lesbian on TikTok. And I repeat myself, right? She was like, this is the example of a double standard of heterodoxy versus lesbian women. I'm like, yeah, because we all remember walking up to our second grade teacher being like, yeah, by the way, who are you plowing? Like, it never came up.
Yeah.
Straight people didn't do it because I didn't know their first name of my teacher. They're acting like straight people are telling them like, this is my partner, this is what we do, this is the parade we attend. It never came up.
I'm glad Stephen Crowder said that. That was out of respect. Children did not cross those lines. We didn't cross those boundaries. Like we knew that was our teacher. That's our educator. That's the person that we supposed to respect. That is our parent while we are here until we go home to our parents. We understood that. So we never crossed those lines. But now they're like, no, kids. We want you to cross the line. As a matter of fact, there is no line. There is no line. Ask me about my sexuality. No, I am not a woman technically, but I want to be. I feel like I should be, so I'm dressed like this. Here, you want to touch? Go ahead, touch. Exactly. See, we should feel fine with our sexualities. I don't know what your parents are teaching you, but it's okay in my class, okay? Call me by my first name. Here's some candy. Don't tell anybody. Like, come on, man. It's becoming more and more perverse. More and more open to things that kids don't have any, like, it's not the kid's business. It's not the parents' business. It's yours. That's it. That's it. It's not the other administrator's business. It's yours. What you do at home, that's your business. As long as you don't do it on school grounds. Back in the day, you couldn't do nothing. Like, you go home and you do your thing. School grounds? No. Roll out. They don't need to know that you a man or you're a woman. They can care less. And you just bring it, okay, they about to know. I'm about to bring this to them. They about to know what it is. I'm going to come there dressed in all of my rainbows, and I'm going to explain it to them. We're going to have Rainbow Day so they can understand my culture. These kids don't give a damn about your culture, teacher. Never did. We never did. Like, you're crossing the line. That's like going to a daggone restaurant and the waiter or waitress take their time to explain to you their sexual preference. I didn't come here for that. I came here for a steak and a damn a loaded potato and some asparagus. What you want? She want broccoli. Same loaded potato though. But we don't want to know about your sexual preference, if that makes any sense. But sometimes the lines get blurred because we blur them purposefully. Like, we go out of our way to mess things up. And I really don't understand it. Like, we do this. Like, it's ridiculous, man. It's like we don't want things to be good.
This is the group that wants to bring it up with kindergartners. And it's like, then they say it's a double standard. It's like, no, you're right, it's a double standard because of what you want to do.
These little kids don't know any of these things, and they're already treating each other equally.
Yeah,
exactly.
As a general rule, they tend to,
right?
And then we screw them up.
Now we're putting this stuff in their heads, and it's like,
well, you get.
All right, man. Yeah, that was good. I like that joint right there. I'm just gonna tell y'all this. Go and watch the rest of it. It's in the link below. Sorry to do such a long video. I tend to do those sometimes, and I just get talkative and whatnot, especially if it's a good conversation. That was a good conversation. I enjoyed it. Hopefully you enjoyed this reaction as well. When you get a chance, though, please do me a favor and go to hatsforsale.com and check out what we have up there, guys. We have hoodies now. It doesn't show out scullies like that cover your entire head. I got to post that video, but that one, we have some really nice ones, LFR family ones, Outwork Yesterday ones, and you will really enjoy it. Just make sure you put in LFR10, and you'll receive free shipping and 10% off all of your purchases as long as you put in LFR10. One last thing, we are sponsored by Blue Monster Prep. Make sure you go there to make sure you're prepared for everything, man. You got your waters, you got your first aid kits, your mask, your generators, everything. Reason why you want to do that is because, and make sure you put in LFR for the promo code, because you want to get free shipping anywhere. Now, there's a lot of things going on in the world. We're not saying that anything's going to jump on your doorstep and you're just going to be in some catastrophe where you need to have some extra water and some extra food or seeds so you can plant your own food. We don't know. But if you look on the news, you'll see that these things aren't only happening in one set city, in one set state. It's like happening to different places. And next thing you know, you start to see on the news where all these different places, different cities are drinking brown water, or they got to boil their water, or they go weeks without water. You don't want to be in that position. So if you go to bluemonsterprep.com, make sure you have containers, big containers, just in case you want to fill up water, or you already have stored water, or they have some amazing filtration systems just in a bottle where you can walk up to a daggone lake, dip that bad boy in it, and the filtration system will clean it out, and you can drink some clean water so that you and your family will be all right in the event of wherever this country is going. I don't know, you know what I mean? But man, do y'all thing. Is there just in case you want to do it. And Steven Crowder, he also deals with a company similar to this, to Blue Monster Prep. The Conservative Twins, they also deal with a company that's similar to this. But Blue Monster Prep, I like them more because of Patrick and Gina. So when you go, make sure y'all talk to Patrick and Gina. If you spend more than $100, then they will hook you up with more than $100 worth of free stuff. So that's pretty much all I have. Thank y'all so much again. I'll see y'all next time. Love y'all, man. Make sure y'all check out the playlist.
Because he hath set his love upon me, therefore will I deliver him. I will set him on high, because he hath known my name. He shall call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. With long life will I satisfy him, and show him my salvation.